So, Don Brothers episode 46. Where do I begin with this episode? This episode was great. This episode was fantastic and I really freaking loved it. Because not only that, did it wrap up a couple of plot points, we're also getting closer to the final arc as Don Brother will be reaching the final stretch in February. So, that's crazy to think that Don Brothers is going to be wrapping up at the end of next month. And I've been loving this ride ever since episode 1. But let's talk about episode 46, because there's a lot I got to talk about. I might skip a couple of things. If I do apologize. This episode was pretty freaking crazy. So this episode pretty much picks up where we last left off, where Momotaro was captured. We had Sonoshi and his crew attacking Saru brother and Oni's sister, along with Sonoi and his gang. So everything sort of picks up where we last left off. And not only that, Kijino was sent to the prison dimension. I made a meme about it last week. It picked up some traction, but enough about that. So Momotaro was so freaking alpha in this episode, because not only that, he got captured on purpose so he can sort of free all the people in the forest. And I gotta say, when you first sort of see him getting captured, he's egging the bestials on, saying, hey, I don't care who does it, just copy me already. But then you have the reveal near the end of the episode where you find out that he possessed it, so he was kind of in control the whole time, which was pretty freaking crazy. But not only that, he puts on his armor and he goes helmetless, which is a really cool shot, and he basically burns up all the origami and frees all the people by saying, hey, you can live in this forest, but you can't attack any humans. Which comes into play near the end of the episode, because I think everyone in this episode gets a happy ending except for Miho and frickin' Jiro, which Jiro's is pretty sad, to be honest, because you find out that his entire upbringing, his entire life is a lie, as he finds out all the people he knew in that village was imaginary. But you've also got the Sonoi crew turning good. They sort of have their babyface turn where they become good guys, and they're going to be teaming up with the Don Brothers moving forward in the remaining couple of episodes. But how they do it is kind of a weird journey where they sort of have this meeting with frickin' the other Don Brothers, which is Oni's sister and Saru brother. And I love Kaito sort of teasing him, saying, hey, if you want to be forgiven, money can do it. And he sort of does the dollar sign, like sort of like of wanting money sign towards him. But then you've also got freaking Sanoni, who sort of leads on Saru brother by saying, hey, you can teach me a haiku, and he almost falls for it, but he's like, I can't be tempted by you, which was a funny little gag. But Saru brother gets fucking shit on in the show. Some people feel bad for him, some people don't, because he hasn't had like the most development in this show. He's had like probably the least focused episodes out of most of the characters in the show. But not only that, you also find out that the moon, because in this village there's always a full moon, and in Don Brothers they've been talking about the moon a lot, but we find out that in the freaking village there's this like dirty pool, and then there's the moon's reflection into it, and if you jump into that pool you go into the bestial world, which is a really cool reveal, because that was teased in future Haruka's manga that Inuzuka's able to figure it out. But he's also the one that sort of breaks it to Jiro, but everything's a lie, and not only that, his foster parent tells him that it's a lie, and we have that reveal that he's going to be dying soon, so there's that reveal. It's really kind of sad. And I am wondering what Jiro's position is going to be moving forward in the endgame of the arc, because you've got Feral Jiro, which is his true persona, if I remember correctly, and his goal is to help Momotaro and then crush him. So I do wonder if he's going to end up dying near the end of the show, or he's going to have that turn, like he's going to sort of able to control both personalities. You never know. But yeah, that was like a tearjerker moment where you find out for frickin' Jiro that everything was a lie. But not only that, you've also got Miho, who dies in this episode, where she just basically gets swarmed by all these cat Juto, and she freaking dies in the lake. And it's kind of a sad moment, because you've got Miho's death, where she's being, like, pounced on by, like, 50 different people. Well, not 50, but, like, a couple of them. And then you've also got freaking Inuzuka, who's finally reunited with Natsumi. And you have this moment where he embraces her in the park. And the thing is, with freaking Miho's death, is she dies in sort of, like, the river. And it's unclear if, like, the body is going to be, like, at the bottom there, or no one's ever going to find it, which is kind of sad. But also in this episode, you have freaking Sonoi. He goes on the journey to find the Ring of, like, Hope or something. The Ring of Promise, Ring of Plot Convenience, more like it. Because when he finds it, he's able to free all the people who were sent to the jail that the freaking Noto have killed throughout the show. And that kind of wraps up that plot point. So, although, like, that's, like, my smallest criticism, that, like, all those people were, like, kind of saved along with the, freaking forest people, which debunks Kaito being a Juto in the end. I guess that was, like, that was, like, debunked ages ago. That kind of solves the mystery. But you've got all the people that were destroyed coming back, which was a cool moment. But then you also have this really cool team up of the Noto trio and the Don brothers near the end of the episode. So we're seeing that alliance in the end, which I might want to make a breakdown for next episode preview, because we see an interesting figure in the preview, but I'll talk about that later maybe. But yeah, I don't know what else I can talk about with this episode, because, like, you've got freaking Jiro's father, who was the guardian of the forest, and Momotaro sort of takes up that role, but without being, like, living there, because his body was getting old and decrepit. But you find out that he's been there for hundreds of years, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. So yeah, I think that's all I've got to say about Don Brothers episode 46. I mean, they pretty much wrapped up whatever they could in this episode, such as freeing all the people in the forest and in the prison dimension. You've got Jiro finding the truth about his hometown, so I'm guessing they're just going to gear up for the final battle with whatever that arc is going to be moving forward. And I am curious to see where the show is going to go in these remaining 4 episodes moving forward, because this show is just going to keep getting crazier and crazier, and I can't wait to see where it's going to go. But anyways, Don Brothers episode 46, I really enjoyed it. I probably missed over a dozen things in this review, some comedic moments, some serious moments, but either way, I enjoyed this episode. I have some small nitpicks, like the Ring of whatever, freeing everyone, but overall I enjoyed it. Like, I think it was, like, setting up a good setup for what's going to happen next, and we'll see what happens next. So with that said, I'm going to bring this video to a close. If you enjoyed this review, recap, discussion, podcast, whatever you want to call it, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new. And I'll see you guys in the next review or the next video, whatever you want to watch, and take care of yourself. Peace out. Bye.